Hello, everyone that's joining. We'll get started here at 5:30. One of the things I want to go over since you're already in is that there is a place for you to type in the chat. So if you have questions, just go ahead and enter them there. And towards the end of the session, we'll have a little Q&A for you to ask those questions and for us to address them as well. But thank you for joining. All right. So I think we're going to go ahead and begin. And as everyone comes in, oh, I see some more. So I'll kind of lightly introduce ourselves. I'm Mario. I'm one of the admission counselor, and I'm here with Ms. Brianna Foss today. Ms. Foss is also one of our admission counselors. So we're going to take turns kind of tearing down this piece of job corps so you know what we do so that you can be really educated on the things that we have to offer at Job Corps. So first, I want to go over our mission statement. Our mission statement is to attract young adults, teach them relative skills needed to become employable and independent, and help prepare them for success in life by securing meaningful jobs or opportunities for further education. This is a federally funded program. So since 1964, this program has helped over 2.7 million young people be trained and educated. With the exception of this year due to the COVID and the pandemic that we're in, we normally bring in about 60,000 students, and I probably might want to back this up for everyone that's coming in. Hi, thank y'all so much for joining. I'm going to probably allow a few more minutes before we begin because I see a lot of people coming in. But thank you for joining. I'll give another minute or so. All right. I think we're good. All right. So I want to start over for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I'm Mario. I'm one of the admission counselors with Job Corp, and I'm here with Ms. Falls today. She's also one of the admission counselors. Um, as you have questions, please feel free to type them in the chat box. We won't address them until the end of it, where we'll do a quick Q&A just to kind of go over those questions and any additional questions that you may think of. But to begin with, I'm going to start with our mission statement. Our mission statement is to attract young adults, teach them relative skills needed to become employable and independent, and help prepare them for success in life by securing meaningful jobs or opportunities for further education. This is a federally funded program. We're funded through the U.S. Department of Labor. We've been around since the 60s, been with the U.S. Department of Labor for the past 30 years now. Since the 60s, this program has helped over 2.7 million young people be trained and educated. Now, with the exception of this year and last year, due to the pandemic, the COVID-19, we typically bring in about 60,000 students annually as a whole, and we're working with 100,000 students, either finding them job placements and training them. So who's eligible for Job Corps? So we're looking for young individuals between the ages of 16 and 24 that are committed to improving their education and future, that need job skill training, need education, are a U.S. citizen, legal U.S. citizen, or someone who's permitted to be here. And there's other eligibility requirements such as income requirements. But don't let that boggle you down just to think about like, hey, what are the income requirements? If you're interested in it, we can kind of go over it. There's different things that we can do to kind of help adjust with that. So always chat with either one of the admission counselors about that. But first and foremost, I want to go over what Job Corp offers. We are a career technical training program. So we offer over 100 different training opportunities. There are advanced career training opportunities too that are partnered with local technical schools and programs and community colleges, like the one in North Texas Job Corps. We're partnered with the Collin County Community College, so part of our advanced career training will be with them. We use state-of-the-art tools and technologies because we want to give you the hands-on training that you need so that you won't get out there and be intimidated by any machinery, technologies, or tools that they'll use on the job because you're getting that hands-on training with us. Even when it comes to the jargon, the word choices, the way that they speak, you're getting that with us as well too, because that's important for your success in that industry. These are the industry sectors. There are 11 different ones. I went ahead and bolded the ones that are at the North Texas Job Corps Center. They range within construction, finance and business for office administration, our healthcare, homeland security, hospitality, and transportation. There are other ones that are in advanced manufacturing, automotive and machine repairs, information technologies, renewable resources and energy, and retail sales and services. But those opportunities are going to lead you a little bit further away than just McKinney. Whenever you're with us, we want to focus on your employability skills, your social skills, and your independent living skills. So we have our career success standards. We want to make sure that you have good ethics, knowing do's and don'ts in the workplace, being able to communicate with not only your coworkers, but with the people you're servicing, with your management. We want you to be able to recognize, are you doing the things you need to in order to reach your goals? We want you to think about how you're perceiving yourself to others so that you can make long-lasting impressions, maintaining those impressions. Information management, where you're learning to find information for yourself, knowing how to answer your own questions. Multicultural awareness, where you're learning to interact with individuals who are different than yourself. Career and personal planning, where you're thinking about being more goal-oriented, thinking about what am I after, what am I going for? And once you're there, what's next? Staying goal-oriented and independent living skills. So if you're not kind of used to that day-to-day activity where you're doing your own laundry, cleaning your own room, or sharing responsibilities, we're going to show you how to do that with us as well. Ms. Foster.
Okay. So, Job Corps offers many educational opportunities, but we do encourage you to come into Job Corps with your high school diploma already. That way, you are that much closer to being certified in your trade that you choose. But however, if we do help students that have trouble obtaining their high school diploma or have a need of the GED program, we do offer both of those programs at our center and help to obtain both of those achievements. And through that, we use the Penn Foster program, which is a online accredited school that can help you obtain your high school diploma. They We do offer ESL and ELL programs. So if English is your second language, they do have instructors to help you with your English. But all of our instructors that are on center are very qualified. They've been doing this for years. They're familiar with the program. They're familiar with the education program. So you'll be in good hands in regards into getting your education. But like I like to reiterate that coming into Job Corps with your high school diploma, you'll be that much closer to being certified in your job trade.
I'm sorry, before I continue, I'm not sure if everyone heard that or not.
Yeah, it's kind of kicked me off my internet, so I don't want to press OK because it's going to kick me out. Are you able to hear me okay?
I can't. Okay. I think I'll go ahead and just kind of complete it off just so that way they can hear the information, but thank you. So she was saying that we have education opportunities here too, in case someone doesn't come in with their credentials like a high school diploma or GED. If they don't, our high school diploma is offered through Penn Foster, but the benefit of you coming in with your high school diploma is that you're that much quicker to being done with Job Corps. You'll spend less time with us if you finish up high school at your high school and then come see us afterwards because you'll only be focused on finishing up your career technical training at that point. We also offer ESL and ELO programs in case you need English as a second language. Our instructors, especially our trade instructors, these are people who have been in their industries for years. So they're not just someone who's teaching you things as they go. They have the actual experience out in the field. So they're not just giving the trade skills that you're looking for, but they're giving you their experience so you can get out there and be just as successful as they were, if not more. And kind of as I was mentioning earlier, we do have higher education opportunities that are partnered with technical and community colleges nearby. So a little bit about life on center. We have a zero tolerance policy for drugs, violence, sexual harassment, and alcohol. If someone violates that, they are removed from the program immediately and they're not welcome back to our center or any center across the nation, and they lose all services to Job Corps to include transitional services. So we want to know that we have a safe, conducive environment for students to come in and take advantage of the free opportunity that Job Corps offers. You do get a biweekly living allowance. It's not much. It's $25 every 2 weeks, but you get it just for going to class. You use it to take care of your personal hygiene products, things that you'll need while you're with us. You do get a uniform. And kind of as you see these young ladies here, they're in uniform now. Like, so if you're going to down our healthcare field, you're going to be in scrubs. I believe the other two are in our Homeland Security, so they're working towards getting their security and protective services. So whatever you're planning on doing, you'll have a trade uniform that matches it. Now the uniform isn't to be used for the entire day. It's just to kind of give you used to the habit of having that uniform, that skin that you're going to put on whenever you start your career. There are childcare allotments too. Depending on the center, there's several ways that we can help you if you do have a child. We can talk about that more on a one-on-one basis if you whenever that time comes. But there are transitional allotments where you can earn up to $1,200 for completing the program with us. So half of it comes in from if you need to finish up your high school diploma GED with us, and the other half comes from completing your actual training program with us. So that money is used so that consider it your first paychecks before you start making a consistent paycheck afterwards, because you could use it for transportation needs, for down payment for a vehicle or something. Whatever your needs are whenever you're transitioning out of Job Corp and into the workforce or where you go next, you use it. There are housing service. We are a residential program, so you would actually come and stay with us during the duration of your training. You'll get breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday through Friday, brunch and dinner the weekends. There are counseling services too. So maybe if you ever go through like a tough situation in your life, like someone in your family passed away, or you went through a bad breakup or something, they have our therapists there who can help give you some coping skills to get through those times. Now, you do get basic dental, vision, and medical when you're with us too. It doesn't extend to anything off the center, but there's a lot that the center can provide for you. Like they'll can do the checkups and clean your teeth and fill in cavities and things. They can give you glasses if you need glasses. In medical, just we have this over-the-counter medication just to kind of alleviate any symptoms that you might have, like headaches, stomach aches, allergies, things like that. The next two things, transitional services and job placement assistance. They're there so that we can help you prepare for life after Job Corps. We want to make sure that you know how to put cover letters together, resumes together, how to interview, how to land a job and maintain that job. There are recreational activities and leisure time employment for you to do too. Leisure time employment is going to be after 60 days with us, you're able to apply for employment off the center so that you can start making money. This is a really great time in your life to start saving up money because we take good care of all your basic necessities like a place to stay, your food to eat, and everything. So really, you have nothing but time to kind of save money. The students on average who take advantage of that end up leaving with about 3 to 5 grand in their account. On the downside, if you don't take advantage of it, you can leave with little to nothing. But on the flip side, we've had students come through our program and have left with 10 grand or more in their account to start off their life. So definitely, if whatever your needs are, kind of consider that so that we can help you with that. Now, the recreational activities, a lot of them are going to be more leadership based. We have our student government association. I would say to everyone, if you get into this as a student body elected position, so that you can get a more professional based experience on center. They get the chance to do more public speaking, they get the chance to go on more professional based outings, and to the chance to interact with more professionals. But even if they don't get into the SGA, there's other leadership opportunities in your career, within your academics. within your dormitory. So if you're interested in being a leader on center, all you have to do is ask. Um, you can also become a student ambassador. Those are going to be students who are helping the new students come in, kind of teaching them how everything works. When you're with us, all students have to do community service. You have to do 2 annually. But there are local cultural outings, even if you don't get into leadership. And cultural outings are just going to be like field trips where you can go out to the ballpark, movies, to local festivals. Really, there's nothing off the table as long as it's an appropriate event and there's interest in it. But there's different clubs and organizations on centers and sports too. So if there's something that's not already put together, get a group of friends together, get a club started. We'll help you put it together so that you can have something fun to do while you're with us. And then the movies are timed, like I was mentioning earlier, for like field trips. You do go out to the local theaters to watch movies that are coming out. Now, a typical day on center could look something like this. You're going to wake up at 6 in the morning, get ready for the day, do your dorm duties. 7 o'clock, you'll leave your dorm, have breakfast at that time. But from 8 to 3:30, this is your career technical training time, your academic time, where you're getting into learning your trades or finishing up any academics. As you take a TAPE test coming in, so we know where you're at with your numeracy and literacy rates because we want to make sure that before we help you train, we know that you're going to be able to understand the material that's being offered from you. Um, the next thing is that there is a dorm meeting every day just to kind of go over any center news that you do have the cafeteria that's open from 5 to 6, and then it's your leisure time to do as you want on center for the rest of the time. But McKinney sits on a lot of land, so depending on where you're at, there is a curfew time. You do need to be back into your dorm by 9, so make sure you're there. You'll get an hour to wind down for the day, and lights out are at 10 o'clock. Um, just to kind of put this all together, we have our career development service system that breaks down what job force is. So you'll be in 4 different stages. The first one's kind of like the one that you're in today, just learning about what job corp is, what we offer, and everything. The only thing I haven't mentioned is our career development plan and what it is. You'll hear known as the PCDP as you go through, but it's a chance for us to find out what are your goals, what are you after, so that we can see if it aligns with job corp, and if it does, as you're going through the program, we want to help you stay on track of those goals. One of the best things that Job Corp has done is they started a program called MyPace. It's My Path of Achieving Career Excellence, which basically kind of lets us think, okay, so what are you coming to Job Corps for? You want to be a nurse. Now we're going to work backwards and say, while you're here, this is your time frame. This is what you have to do. This is your roadmap to be successful here at Job Corps so that you can be in control of it too as you're going through Job Corps. Um, but during this time too, if once we get everything that we need to send your application off for approval, you'll start the career preparation period once they say, hey, it's your time to come in. During this time, you're getting introduced to the center rules and regulations, safety procedures. Like I mentioned earlier, taking that TAPE test, it does determine if you're ready to start your training. You'll get introduced to the health and wellness and a lot of the other departments here. But by your 3rd week, you'll spice up some because before you even decide, like, hey, you came in knowing that you wanted nursing, but you get the chance to try out a few different trades when you're with us. Let's say that maybe you tried doing an electrical, and you're like, you know what? I really enjoyed what I saw in electrical more, and I think that's a better career path for me. So if you don't know what you want to do, this is a great opportunity for you to kind of come in and figure it out, and especially figure it out for free instead of trying to go through the motion of spending all the money for college or something whenever you can give it free with us. Um, there are at this point, like once you have your trade set, you have the TAPE scores to meet, you'll start the next period, the career development period, where you're working on finishing up that career technical training, high school diploma if you need it. But again, like it's best that you finish at school. And then all of our students are required to do work-based learning. And what that is, it's like an internship where you put your newfound skills to the test with an actual company. This is a chance for you to work with actual companies, actual life problems so that you can basically build on your strengths. But during this time, we're implementing those good habits for you so that you can leave with them. Towards the end of this period, you're starting the career transition readiness period where we're thinking about helping you find out what your next move is. It could be that you decide when you're with us that you want to join the military, so we'll get you geared towards getting ready for the military, or you want to continue college or education outside of Job Corps, we'll get you geared for that. Or you just want to get out there and start making money, we will help you with that as well. But with or without placement, you'll start your career transition period. This is the moment that you leave our center, and for up to 12 months, we're going to be keeping up with you, making sure that everything's going well for you. Because who knows what happens? Maybe a few months down the road, something happens and you lose your job, unfortunately. Well, we'll be there to pick you back up and say, hey, life happens. So I just met with XYZ company who's looking for someone with your skill set so we can get you a new interview, get you a new job so that you can continue going and moving on. So this portion is extremely important for us because in order for the Department of Labor to continuously fund this program, we have to show them that this works. And again, they have been funding this program for over the past 30 years now. So this works. Um, and with that stated, our career transition specialists are going to make sure that they find you the best possible match outside of Job Corps because again, we report this back to the Department of Labor. So they'll be asking for any verifications and addressing any transitional barriers for you. Just to kind of give you a quick breakdown of the kind of students who come onto the center, majority of the students are around the 18 to 21 mark. So they're coming in right after they finish school. There are times that we do take in students a little bit sooner, and then we do have some students who come in a little later, closer to 24. There might be someone here that may be 25, and that's because if they come into the program before they turn 25, they can take advantage of the same opportunity any eligible youth can. Now, there are a little bit more men on center than women. Majority of these students are African American with Caucasian, Hispanic coming afterwards, but we are a big diverse group. We have people who are coming from all over Texas and even other states to be at the center. So you do have a big mix of different type of people here. But if you want any additional information, you can go into any of our web page resources here, or you can always contact Ms. Brianna Falls or myself, and we'll be able to address any questions. So that's our cell phone number. You can call us and text us at any time, and we'll respond as soon as we get it. But during this time, we are going to go ahead and open it up for questions. So how do we do that, Ms. Mayfield?
I think we could just ask the group, and if you have any questions, if you want to unmute, you're welcome to unmute and ask questions, or you can still drop them in the chat.
I know we saw some people come in late too. So if you're interested in kind of finding another time to speak with us and learn what Job Corp is, please contact either myself or Ms. Falls, and we can get you directed to another session. We host one every Wednesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. So if you missed it here today, we'll be giving the same information again on Wednesday and Thursdays at 1 p.m. And I know that.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I know that asking questions in front of everybody too can be a little bit can be a little hard for some people. So if you are a little scared, a little camera shy or mic shy, and you want to just ask us separately, please do so. We'll answer any additional questions for you if you don't feel comfortable doing it here.
I was just going to ask, out of all those career clusters that are offered in McKinney, what are the most, what's the most common that you guys have seen, or what's the most popular program there, and maybe the one that leads to the most job placements for you guys?
The three that four would think of is security and protective service, electrical, HVAC for heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and certified nurse assistant. But there are a lot of other trades too that doesn't get a lot of recognition, but they do really well. And it's like an office administration too. What I like about that one is that our students love to do that as a lot of people that come to Job Corps have this sense that they want to be an entrepreneur and they want to get these trade skills because they can envision themselves owning their own business one day. So we have different clubs here too, like entrepreneurial clubs and clubs on how to write business plans and such, because we do have those students who do leave here. wanting those things. So if there's anything that you ever need from Job Corps, you just need to ask us, and we can try to find the resources to make them happen. Like we're not a traditional school, so we don't typically have like we don't teach languages here, but they have come up with different ways for you to learn languages when you're here. Um, so I think we use Rosetta Stone, I believe. But I know whenever I started, we were working with one of the workday students in our office, and he wanted to get into the IT field, and they paid for him to take a test that he wanted to do so that he could get into that field. So really, there's a lot that the program can do, even beyond what we're talking about.
How long are the most of the programs there?
So on average, you'll hear a lot that they'll tell you it'll take a year's time to complete everything, but it's going to be a year's time to complete your high school diploma or GED too. That's why we're saying like if you can come in with your high school diploma, you can finish as soon as 6 months with us. Um, but 6 to 8 months to complete your certification, licenses, get a driver's license if you need it. A year's time if you do your high school diploma in GED two, and an additional year's time to do the advanced career training options. So if you want to get more credentials for yourself through any of our partnered places, there'll be an additional year on top of that. The advanced career training options too, depending on what they are, can also take you out of state as well. But there's a lot of good programs. Like if you're interested in automotive, I know it's not offered at the North Texas Job Corps program, but in Clearfield, they actually work with Toyota. They have their Titan program, so you can leave as a certified apprentice for Toyota Lexus. I know one of our students who did that because I used to be the administrative assistant in our Dallas office. I was able to kind of see that, like a lot of the success. So that person who ended up doing that trade ended up getting a job with Toyota, starting off with a salary at 25 an hour, I believe. So it's a great way to start off, like especially if you can get more credentials for yourself because you're just making yourself more valuable.
I also want to add, can you hear me okay? Yes. I also want to add that if you get into a job, into an industry in Job Corps, and then if you find out that you don't like it and you want to change it to something else, you're able to change different career trades as long as it's under the 2 year max mark that we have. So if once you're in something, you don't have to stick with it. You can change it if there's something else that interests you.
Thanks. We have a question here too in the chat. I'm just going to read it out loud. So if you come in with your high school diploma and you're interested in joining a career that requires like a bachelor or a master, does Job Corps offer that, or would you have to go to college afterwards? So if you do, let's use nursing for instance, because the highest that you're going to get up with nursing is getting up to an RN, a registered nurse. So what Job Corps can do for you is kind of get you started. The whole thing that you get out of Job Corps is that we're trying to get your foot in the door of an industry. So we want to give you the credentials that you need in order to jumpstart your career in that. So one of the advanced career training options that you can do is like with the North Texas Job Corps, like I mentioned earlier, it's partnered with the Collin County Community College. So you could earn up to an associate's degree with us if you do end up doing the advanced career training with them. Or there is an opportunity for you to go up to an LVN or LPN status too, but that one will lead you to a different center, of course. But what we're doing is just trying to help get your career started by giving you those first credentials. Because, of course, with any of the traits that we offer, you're going to have to put time as either an apprentice or kind of just starting off towards the bottom in order for you to build your way up to the top. But we want to help you pass some of that, get some of it a little quicker so that you can start working towards that. Like, let's take electrical, for instance, like, we can get you up to an apprentice, but we'll train you up to a journeyman's level, which means that's your next step, where you have to kind of go to school and take a test and get up to that level. But we can't give you that title of a journeyman because you have to put in about, I think it's like 4,000 hours as an apprentice before you can gain that title. So again, all we're doing is just giving you a stepping stone, a jump start in your career so you can work towards doing that. So afterwards, yes, you would have to continue education outside of Job Corps to continue up the tiers in that, to get your bachelor's and master's and anything past that. You're welcome. Any other questions? We can like, even if you can't think of a question today, we're available like Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. So at any point that you think of something, our information is here. So please take it down. I also gave this presentation over to Ms. Mayfield too. So if you want a copy of this for your reference, you can get it from Ms. Mayfield and she'll be able to give it to you too. So that way you have our number at any time so we can address any questions that pop up afterwards.
And I just put my email in the chat for you guys in case you need it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Well, we thank everyone who joined today for stopping in and listening to everything we had to say. Of course, if you again need anything additional, please let us know.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you, Mario and Brianna. Thank you so much for being here with us. And we'll go ahead and end the meeting now. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Let us know if you have any questions at all.
Cool. Thank you.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.